Today, I want to remind you of one of the most powerful speeches President Trump gave back in May 2017 at the Arab and Muslim Leaders Summit in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It was a moment of clarity, a moment of truth, and a moment that should still inspire us today. Speaking to a room full of Arab and Muslim leaders, President Trump did not mince words. He said, and I quote, "Terrorists do not worship God. They are a desecration to God's name." End quote. What a profound statement. This wasn't just about calling out terrorism. It was about separating the true essence of faith from the evil that hides behind it. It was about telling the world that those who kill, rape, and massacre in the name of the Islamic religion are not serving God. They are desecrating God's name, and they must be eradicated. Listen to his full speech.
Every time a terrorist murders an innocent person and falsely invokes the name of God, it should be an insult to every person of faith. Terrorists do not worship God. They worship death. A better future is only possible if your nations drive out the terrorists and drive out the extremists. Drive them out. Drive them out of your places of worship. Drive them out of your communities. Drive them out of your holy land. And drive them out of this earth.
Now, let me tell you why this speech is so critical today. The war on terror is not just about taking out physical threats. It's about combating the evil Islamic jihadi ideology of 1,400 plus years that drives it. And President Trump understood that. He called on the Arab and Muslim world to take responsibility for rooting out the evil in their midst. Terrorists, radical imams, and the networks that fund and support them. But this isn't just a call for the Middle East. This is a call that must be heard loud and clear in the United States of America as well. If President Trump's words from his Riyadh speech in 2017 are to have real meaning, then the United States of America must implement that vision of Trump's at home as well. It starts by recognizing that America also has a problem with radical Islamic jihadi ideology that's being spread by individuals and organizations right on American soil. It's time to, 1, deport radical imams. The imams preaching hatred, jihad, and the destruction of America in America must go. These individuals are not calling for peaceful coexistence in America. They are recruiting for the global jihad against the freedom-loving people. They are enemies within America, and America has every right to expel them. Number 2, Trump should shut down Muslim Brotherhood front organization groups like CARE and the Muslim Students Association, MSA, who are all tied to the Muslim Brotherhood, a global organization that openly seeks to undermine and destroy America from within. Their goal isn't integration, it's domination. The United States must stop treating these organizations as community leaders and start treating them as the subversive Islamic forces within America that they are. Number 3, protect America's college and campuses. The radicalization happening on American college campuses through organizations like the MSA is shocking. These groups incite anti-American and anti-Semitic Jew hatred, often using free speech as a cover to spread their evil ideologies that are fundamentally opposed to America's core values. Enough is enough. On top of all that, for Trump's vision to truly take hold, he and his administration must stop treating Qatar as a neutral Muslim mediator and recognize Qatar for what it is, the global head of the jihadi evil Muslim Brotherhood movement. Qatar is not only a state sponsor of Hamas, but a hub for radical Islamic ideologies that fuel terrorism worldwide. Qatar funds extremist organizations, it hosts the exiled leadership of Hamas, and it uses media platforms like Al Jazeera and Al Jazeera Plus to spread Islamic propaganda throughout the West and the world. And with regards to Israel, Listen to the Qatari government's statement on October 7th, 2023, following Hamas's brutal invasion, massacre, mass raping, and kidnapping of our innocent civilians. They said this on October 7th, and I'm quoting. Qatar's foreign ministry issued a statement on Saturday saying that Israel alone was responsible for the ongoing escalation of violence with the Palestinian people. It said Qatar calls on both sides to exercise utmost restraint and calls on the international community to prevent Israel from using these events as an excuse to launch a disproportionate war against Palestinian civilians in Gaza. That's the end of the quote. Understand, Israel did not launch an IDF counteroffensive into Gaza for another 2 weeks after October 7th. Their response was immediately after Hamas's evil attack on us. And now listen to this Qatari government representative to the Arab Parliament, what he said in April 2024.
لن يكون هناك سلام ولا تفاوض مع الكيان الصهيوني لسبب واحد فقط، لأن عقيدتهم أصلا لا تعترف بالتفاوض بل بالمراوغة ونقض العهود والكذب. وها هي المبادرة العربية مضى عليها الآن أكثر من 22 عاما ولم يعترفوا بها، فقط يعترفون بشيء واحد وهو القتل، فهم قتلة الأنبياء. إن عملية طوفان الأقصى التي بدأت ما هي إلا مقدمة للقضاء على فساد الكيان الصهيوني الثاني في الأرض، وبداية إن شاء الله لنهاية دولتهم بعد تجمعهم في أرض فلسطين، كما قال تعالى: وقلنا من بعده لبني إسرائيل اسكنوا الأرض فإذا جاء وعد الآخرة جئنا بكم لفيفا. وها هم يأتون ويتجمعون في أرض المحشر، في أرض فلسطين، أرض معركة الجيل القادم، شئنا أم أبينا. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Folks, Qatar is evil. Yet by the Trump administration allowing Qatar to maintain its guise as a neutral partner and as a mediator for negotiations with Israel, the U.S. and its allies are empowering the very forces President Trump vowed to eradicate. If Trump is serious about defeating terrorism and protecting the freedom-loving world from jihadi Islam, he must hold Qatar accountable. This means ending Qatar's role as a mediator, cutting off its influence in American institutions, forbidding all Qatari funding to U.S. institutions, think tanks, and especially U.S. universities, and ensuring that Qatar pays a very, very high price for its support of terrorism and its support for the destruction of America, Israel, and the whole freedom-loving world. Only by Trump addressing the root of the problem, including taking on state sponsors of Islamic jihad like Qatar, can President Trump fulfill the moral clarity of his 2017 speech and truly safeguard America, Israel, and the whole freedom-loving world from Islamic jihadi terror. President Trump today has the chance to do something that no leader has done before. Draw a clear line between good and evil, both abroad, Middle East, especially, and in America. Just as he called on Arab and Muslim leaders back in 2017 to expel the terrorists desecrating God's name, he can and should lead the way in America today by rooting out that same evil from America. This is not about targeting a religion. This is about protecting freedom, democracy, and the values that make America a beacon of light in the world. America has plenty of Muslims who want to run away and escape the terror of their own Islamic culture. As Trump said back in 2017, drive them out. Drive them out of your communities. Drive them out of your holy lands. Drive them out of this earth. And that's to help all of us, including those peaceful Muslims. Let's pray that President Trump remembers those words and takes the necessary action. Deport the radical imams, shut down the Muslim Brotherhood's organizations and networks in America, protect America's future. This is a fight between good and evil. And we, the freedom-loving people of the world, with Israel on the front line, we all must stand united to win it. And that's why I'm always telling everyone, support Israel. We are your front line. It is hard to believe that President Trump, who gave this speech in 2017, also celebrated the horrific hostage extortion deal that pressured Israel to release thousands of Muslim terrorists to freedom in order to kill again. instead of pressuring the countries that supported and helped Hamas, like Iran, Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey. The extortion hostage deal was not a strong start to Trump's presidency. But I am praying that his latest talk about relocating the Islamo-Nazi Gazans to other countries proves that this was just a one-off misstep. Let's hope that Trump's actions moving forward align with the vision he spoke about back in 2017, understanding the evil and the desecration of God that is done by the jihadi Muslims, led by Qatar and the Muslim Brotherhood. Folks, we're going to get out of this. We're on the front line. Support us. Let's hope and pray. Pray that Trump has the right advisors telling him the right things to do, and he follows that vision of 2017 for the benefit of all of us. Am Yisrael Chai. Whether Trump goes in that direction 100%, or he goes slowly, or he has more missteps, we're going to survive the evil we're up against. We, the Jewish people, we're home. We have a bright future. It's up to us and trusting in God above. Strengthen your belief in God above and pray. Pray that our leaders listen to the right advice. Signing off for another Pulse of Israel episode here in our eternal and ancestral homeland, the land of Israel, in our beautiful, biblical, and indivisible capital, Jerusalem, since King David's time. If you're not yet a subscriber to our daily, belief-based, inspiring, politically incorrect Pulse of Israel videos, what are you waiting for? Go to pulseofisrael.com and click to subscribe. And yes, we are a donor-based organization. We need your support. If you're already a donor, thank you. If you have not donated yet, this is your opportunity. It's thanks to your donations we're able to overcome the censorship and shadow banning on all the social media platforms and reach people. The more money we have, the more support and donations we receive, the more we're able to do, the more people we're able to reach. Every once in a while, go to pulseofisrael.com and click on the donate button. Shalom, everyone, and thanks for watching.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.